morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and also welcome to the weekend. It's Friday, yes it is. So today is Eiffel store and it's some paper cuts. I'm going to do some chalk shading because somebody asked for that, and also we're going to put one of them together in a way that I like. So first up, let's have a look at the paper cuts. Now, one of the first dies I showed you yesterday was the gorgeous vintage die set, and it's for embossing. Now, I didn't know whether I'd sort of like pronounced it correctly, but they are based on the bestial images. And I believe, if I can get this correct, that on the website you've got like the little moon on the witch's hat. Now, I've cut these, I don't know if you can see them, in lilac and silver foil. And to me, these are just perfect to go on a journal page, on the outside of an envelope, or even in the middle of a rosette. I just think they're wonderful. And then I think on the moon, let's get a lilac and a silver, you've got the little cat that sits there. But isn't that sweet? I'm going to try and see if we can get close. There you go. You can see you've got all that gorgeous embossing detail. Now, if you wanted to, you could absolutely go in and colour these. I don't feel personally that I would be proficient enough to do it. I could certainly do it in watercolour and a fine liner. But, you know, using markers, I think some of these details around the eye and whatnot, I just personally couldn't manage to do that myself. So those are the bestial cuts, and I've done those in silver and in lilac-y purple, and they work absolutely beautifully. So that's the first one. Right, the next one, grabbing all the bits as I scoot them across the table, is the bats. And once again, they cut absolutely beautifully. I may have dropped a couple of them, I'm not sure. But things like this are just absolutely awesome additions for anything. And they're a great size, they're manageable, and they go from big all the way down to small. So if you've got Halloween projects, pages, pockets, tags, little things like that are just great. So they worked out wonderfully. I'm just going to stack them up. And then we get into the spider webs, and I cut these ones out because I wanted to make sure that they would cut. And that's this set, and they are absolutely fabulous. Look at how delicate that is. Put my finger in there so that you can see, and it just cuts straight through. So, you know, you could imagine that up the side of a pocket there, or at the top of a page. And then you've got a traditional kind of round looking web, and then you've got another corner piece, so you could do all four corners on a card if you wanted to. Now, the next one, I do give due warning. If you don't like spiders, click off, because I think personally these are the most realistic spider silhouettes I have ever seen in a die cut. So I'm going to pop those off just to the side, and I think I'll pop them down on those webs. Look at that. Look at how spindly those legs are. Oh, I can just feel it running across the floor. And then there's your other one. So on those spider webs, they're going to look absolutely brilliant. And I think I was saying yesterday, you can get that sort of like mummy bandage stuff. You could, you know, make a swag for the door or something and stick your spiders all over it. And there's another one. Seriously, creepy spiders. But, you know, I put my fingernail in, really delicate, but they cut just absolutely beautifully. Cut them in a good weight cardstock, and they're not going to go all floppy on you. So the spiders were perfect. Next up is the little set of ghosts, and I'm going to get my chalks out. So we've got all these cute ones, and you get a little hat in there as well, so that you can pop a hat onto them. But I'm going to get my scruffy mat. I'm just reaching over. Here we go. I've got my lovely scruffy silicone mat here. And I've got all of the ghosts that I cut out. I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to choose a couple. But people asked what chalks I use and how do you use them. So I think doing some grey shading onto white is probably the best thing to do, because I think it was the snowmen yesterday, not yesterday, on Wednesday, that people were most interested in. So let's choose a big one that you can see, and this one is the biggest. So get my little bit of fluff off there. Now these are the blending sticks that I got when I got my my pastels or my chalks, which are Jane Davenport. So they're just, you know, makeup brushes, and you can get them from AliExpress exactly the same as this and way cheaper. And Spellbinders is who does Jane Davenport, and I don't believe they do these anymore, and I know that they do not do these anymore. So I got both sets, and these were actually on sale at the time because people just weren't buying them. And these are an absolute bargain because you've got so many colours in each palette, and I promise you the quality is almost identical to Pan Pastel. And Pan Pastels, I think Joanne has a sale on where they've got a few flesh tones for $5.99 a pot, but I think they're normally $7.99 a pot. So you can appreciate when I got these for $5 from Spellbinders, I was over the moon. But these are the flesh ones that I use when I'm using them on my paper piecing dies, and this one here is the grey that I use when I'm doing drop shadows and stuff, and we're going to use that one now. Right, so I'm just going to take the other one away. I'll go into my little makeup bits, and I can usually find where I've used a grey one normally, and if not I'll just drag a clean one out. You can wash these, they're kind of silicone foamy, a very close cell foam, and I don't know how close I can get with that. There you go. You can see they're not soft and fluffy, they're kind of rubbery feeling. So if you're in Dollar Tree or something, then that's the kind of texture that you want. So I'm opening the lid, and I think one of the reasons these didn't sell well is because they're not easy to open. So, you know, you kind of have to put a little bit of pressure there and then pull it. Right, so I'm taking this and I'm going into my grey, and you can see how much I've got on there. I'm going to put a bit on the tip as well if I need it. And I'm going to show you it really is this simple. So I'm going to cast my shadow down here and underneath his little arm piece, and you just smoosh it. You can go in with the tip and you can add some line. And anything, I don't think it's showing up well on camera actually, anything you don't like, you can just smudge it with your finger. It's just so easy to do. I think I'm going to have to pick up a little bit more colour. I don't think you can see that. It's very delicate, and I will pick it up in a second. So let's try and scoop along there again. But honestly, you'll never ever add a shadow as easy as you do with a good quality pastel or a chalk. Now you do have to be, can you see that? You have to be really careful on the types that you buy. I know people buy makeup, and you know, makeup's good, but there are oils and fillers in those that, you know, sometimes they just don't give you the same effect. They can end up streaking the paper as the oil begins to absorb in. So if I just go along there now, and I hope that you can see. Let's get up close. Ooh, my camera's having a funny one. I hope you can see that. But little things like that onto white, you know, they make all the difference. And if I just grab my pink very quickly. We'll give it some cheeky cheeks. And adding your pinks is really easy to do with these too. So I'll go with this one again. I think you might still find this set, as I said, on eBay, but they're going to charge you a lot of money for it. I don't think I've seen one cheaper than maybe $17 on eBay. So if I think that his cheek is coming off there and there, and do you see how easy that was? So now the ghost has got really cute cheeks and he's got a grey shadow. Oh, I wish I could fix that. I think that's probably as close as I'm going to get. But you can see just how easy that was. And if you felt you'd gone somewhere you didn't want to, just rub it in with your finger and all the harsh edge just vanishes. Makes it look more natural. So that is using the chalks. And next up is, let me just move these, the Cameo frame that I really love. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that and I'm going to flip that over just in case I do some gluing. And it's this one. And as you can see, it cuts out absolutely fabulously. And in fact, there's a bit there reaching across that I haven't poked out. So I'm just going to get rid of that bit, make sure that's vanished. But every single element, right down to those gorgeous, delicate spider legs, has cut out, and the crow's legs. I put my finger there. Now, one of the things I like to do with these is to cut a secondary colour and layer on top. So if you look at the back there, whoops, you can see I poked out everything here, so all the windows are open. But on that sheet, I actually used tape to hold all those bits in, so I didn't poke them out at all. I just put some tape on there so that then I can pop my black one on top and get it straight. And you've got all your windows and stuff. But also what I want to do is refill these areas. And I want to use a sheet of the Panalisa. I've taken the main cover off there. This is her Cosmos pack. And if I can find the main cover, which is always useful, it does kind of show you all the different sheets that were in here. Even though I did show it, I think, on the haul that I got a couple of weeks ago. I might have to take them all out now, because I don't seem to be able to find the main cover. But you get all of these gorgeous shades. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. And I just think they're awesome for fairies and Halloween and night skies. They're just a really nice sheet. That's the back of a sheet, but you can see that one. Just gorgeous. Love them. Right, so I'm going to use one of those and I'm going to run away and cut. And I want to show you the bit of the die that I mean is these pieces within the oval. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that I need to be able to slot back in. And if I hold that up there you go, 1, 2, 3 and 4 up there. So I'm just going to glue this down right on top of that. I'm going to line it up straight, glue it down, go and die cut those pieces, put them together with you, and we'll put that and finish it. Right, so I've glued the black Cameo frame down on top of the craft cardstock and got it as evenly as I could, and I achieved that by lining it up with those windows. So we've got those 2 different colours going on there now inside of that that spooky house. And then the other bits that I cut out in black, and I also cut out in the colours that I want. So these are the 4 pieces, and I don't want to lose my little tiny piece. Those are the 4 pieces now that I've cut in colour, and I've also got them matched up in black. Now I'm going to glue these on top of the black and I'll be right back. Right, so I've done that and I've just moved everything up here so that you can see what we're going to do next. And these pieces are now glued onto a piece of black. And obviously the reason for that is because this is 2 layers thick, and now these are 2 layers thick. But to make those hang on in there, you now need to flip your frame over where you can see you've already got tape that's holding in your windows, and you need to start doing the same on the back here. Now I'm hoping you can see this. So into the oval section, you don't need to peel the back off your tape. Just pop some tape down that are going to hold those pieces in place until you get to glue it where you want to glue it. Now, you're best to do this on a silicone mat so that your tape doesn't stick down to anything that might be on your surface. You know, like if you're using paper or something, your tape is going to go right through and adhere itself, and you don't want that. So I'm just looking here, removing my fluff and seeing which bits are going to benefit me. So stay within your oval again, and I think I'm just going to go for one piece across there, and I think that'll be enough to kind of hold it in until you glue all the way around the edge to fix your piece down onto a card if you're making one. So that should do it. And now just gently peel up, and all of that bit there is sticky. And now you just grab your pieces and you start putting together your jigsaw puzzle. So just make sure you got your pieces even and slot them in, and you start getting your lovely night sky. Now I need to go in over the bat. I'm feeling around the oval here. Put that one in. Then I've got a little bit of night sky that goes up there. And then I've got this one, kind of like fishtail, isn't it, that one? I'll pop that in there. And quite literally like a jigsaw puzzle. And you've given yourself a lovely night sky. And now your whole panel can just be glued down. Obviously it looks a mess on the back, but no one's going to see it. So there you have it. And that is what I've got for you today. You could stamp boo or whatever, or happy Halloween along there in white, and that would look pretty cool. But I really like that. So there we have it. We have spiders and things. I'm not going to get those out again, but I know that some people are scared of spiders. But you know, if you wanted to add something onto here, you could absolutely do that. And that would also look nice down there. Do you know what I mean? So you can dress your stuff up. Right, as I said, that is it, and it is Friday. I'm probably going to spend a weekend in the garden, but I can tell you that on Monday and Tuesday next week I'll be up with more Eiffel store, more DIY art bin, and then on Wednesday is a brand new design team haul from Panelisa. So the rest of the week will be taken up with that. I thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely awesome weekend, and as usual, all links below. Bye.